Hello, I'm Father Louis Scurti with Friends of the Word, the Weekday Word. And today we have a question from our audience that Linda, Zani, Thomas, and I are going to answer. Actually, she's going to answer most of it. When I see a person with a wheelchair in the mall, and in the wheelchair is sitting a person with multiple disabilities, what do I say to him or her? Or should I just walk away and not say anything?
I am going to answer that, and I want to say thank you for having me, and
You're
I'm
welcome.
so glad we got a couple of questions. This is my area of expertise, what to say to people when you see them in the mall, because we oftentimes take individuals in wheelchairs to the malls, especially in the winter.
Why do you take anyone?
I take my daughter Marissa,
Right,
who
right.
is considered a medically fragile, developmentally disabled adult. She's in a wheelchair. She will not be making eye contact because she's blind. But I do spend a lot of time in the malls and out and about, and I'll tell you how to approach them. First of all, if you're looking at the individual and they seem to be having difficulty or in
the
discomfort
chair.
in the chair, I would say don't approach them. However, if you see someone calmly, I would say don't approach to try to start a conversation with the mother, because they could be having a seizure that might look like something else.
Okay.
However, if everything is very peaceful, I think you should approach people the way I like my daughter to be approached, is to come up and say just what you would say to any young child. I love your dress. She's so pretty. Look at that beautiful hair. What's her name? And then the mother will almost always say, Maggie, please speak to this lady. She wants to know. If they can speak, they'll take that from you cue. My daughter will not really speak to you, except she might yell out, hi, honey, which is what she says all the time. So that's one of the little phrases that she says that she throws out to the doctors. It's been very helpful when she's had surgery. But you should, so they will let you know if the person can speak, and you should speak to them.
Yeah. Do you feel you really are speaking for the population? I know you say
Yes.
if a mother wields a chair, or a father or a
Yes.
relative, are you really speaking for the population? Do the parents or the caretakers of the persons with disabilities want a stranger to approach?
I would say yes. I would say that it is because they want to feel that everybody wants to feel validated. And if you're just look real and then run away, it doesn't validate the person.
That's important. That look and run away. What goes on in your heart when you see that?
I laugh. I say, oh my, we've been through everything. The funniest thing, or the really thing is funny, is the kids. Because kids sometimes will dead stop, with their mouth open.
Right.
And just look. And they say, what did they do? Like they did something that created the situation, okay? So I always, as a mom, and I think we all should do this, and most people do, is people are at various degrees. Maybe when the kids are really little, it's very hurtful to hear that. But as you make it into adulthood, which is what we're talking about, the population today, you've kind of seen and heard it all. So I actually educate the kids, and I put the parents at ease and say, it's okay, they can ask me any question. And, the funniest thing is with the kids that, you go through what's wrong with them? Well, why can't they get out? Are they going to get out of that wheelchair and walk?
Children will ask this, yes.
And I said, well, if there's a miracle, they're going to get out of the wheelchair and walk.
That's great.
I said, but most likely they're not going to get out of the way, but that's okay. And they say, sometimes, my daughter is so petite and cute that they'll say, well, what, they're so puzzled. And I say, think of her as a big baby doll. She's like a big baby doll. Your baby doll, you got to pick up your baby doll. Your baby doll can't walk, but they're still beautiful and you still have fun with them, right? So think of it as a baby doll.
That's so precarious. You would say that. I mean, she's 20-something years old, and you would explain to a child that she's like a big baby doll. Is that challenging her dignity in some ways? It feels funny listening to that.
Well, I think that's for a child. I would never say that to an adult, but sometimes a little child, and I mean, the smaller they are, the more like honest and crazed their response is. So you have to go with the honest and crazed and kind of get into their mind. And I also explain to them some of the benefits. I say now, Are you in school? I asked the question. Yes, I'm in school. I said, do you know that that Maurice's in school and that she doesn't do any homework? They say, what? I said, yes. And I just want you to know, do you get an allowance? They say, yes. I said, do you know that Marisa doesn't do any chores at all? I said, isn't she lucky? And they say, yes, she is lucky. So they've met a different type of person.
Great.
You got to get on a child's. Most adults have been kind and are very sweet when they come up. So we don't fear or have a problem with anyone saying anything.
Right.
And at this point, like a lot of us, who have they've made it into adulthood. Okay, we're professionals. I mean, we are professional parents, like you wouldn't believe. We're so organized. Every mother of a child like this or father could be the CEO of a company.
That's great.
Because we have to organize to take a shower.
Finance.
They can't leave. You can't leave them alone for a minute. Okay, this fragility. But usually the parents, they want to know, and we reach out to them and say, hey, like just like I'm here, we need help with this population. Right. We need corporations to sponsor day programs. We need babysitting. We need would you like to, some people say, hey, would you mind if I walk your daughter around? I can see she really likes being pushed in the wheelchair. I'll push her for a few minutes. I'd say fine. I mean, it's someone I know a little bit.
Right.
I mean, it's just the matter of you're reflecting their dignity as a person. And even a little kid that's saying, did they do something wrong that got them? I mean, you almost have to go to that level, and your goal is always to explain. You're explaining people in the population.
Very often I'll see a child, seldom adults come into church in this population, but children, very obviously children with various disabilities. And I go right to them because I'm comfortable with that population, having worked at the developmental center. And the parent will always say, oh, she has such and such. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, she's autistic. There are certain things when you go like this and they back, okay, there's a little tactile issue going on there, and eye contact. But, I play with it. And I let them know I'm playing with it and going with it and flowing with it because they are special. And the burden that the parents have, like you said, they could be CEOs, the burden, the 24-hour care that they have to give, and I think they need a little shot in the arm too, to be thanked for dealing with this population. I say population, but of individuals with such love and compassion that they need our support too. The parents,
absolutely,
you, the parents.
Absolutely. I can tell you definitely that no matter what, that a child like this grows into an adult child, basically can come into any family at any socioeconomic point, any time in your life, and there are some, and the 505 families that are raising these adult children at home, really, we need support. I mean, Great. We really do.
This has been Father Louis Scurti with Linda Zani Thomas speaking about how to speak to a person with disabilities when you see her or him in the mall. God bless you. Thank you, Linda. Really appreciate you being with us.